Hello and welcome back to Emma and Nat's Beauty Chat. We are the beauty experts in your ear. This is number
And
three.
don't each other's ear, because we have had a few technical problems, haven't we, with
Yeah.
sound.
I mean, we do need someone who knows what they're doing with regards to microphones, sound, and technology as a rule. That would be helpful.
So if anyone fancies helping, message Emma. You've been traveling.
I have. I've been in Milan and I've been in Paris, which sounds glamorous, but I get a little bit jaded and a little
Mm.
bit bored. And well, you're sort of lugging two 40-kilo suitcases around a cobbled street in Paris in the rain, and you just kind of go, ugh.
No,
Yeah,
Emma in Paris.
it's not as glorious as I think that we
Mm.
all want it to be. Obviously, Instagram makes it look like it's absolutely
Well,
glorious.
I did have quite a glorious trip to Paris. I went to Paris with IMCAS and I went to this like incredible skin, beauty, technology trade show. I stayed in beautiful hotels. And actually, I was there like more as a beauty journalist, so not actually working, doing makeup or skin. So it was quite glamorous actually. I sort of saw the other side of it.
I did live slightly vicariously through your Instagram on that. I was a bit jealous.
What we're going to start with today, Emma?
Well, we start with our product of the week. And do you have a product of the week this week? What have you found that you loved?
Well, I have many products of the week, but I'm going to make sure that I just stick to one. Well, actually, one product, but there's two variations.
Okay.
So I have been using this for a long time. It's called Clinisept. And I also love Clinisoothe. Now, what these are, there's something people don't necessarily know about, but once you know about it, it's something that I find that my clients just keep buying.
Yeah.
So what it is, so you thought you knew all the different sprays, all the facial mists. I don't know if you actually use anything like this. This is an antimicrobial skin spray. The great thing about this is you can also use it on your makeup brushes. You can actually use it on your makeup. I'll give you a little demo here. And what it is, it's a hypochlorous solution. And what that means is it basically kills 99.9% of germs. So it's really good for keeping everything clean,
Yeah.
including your face. And you can spritz it on throughout the day. You can put it on before you go to bed. And it just stops any bacteria spreading and causing spots or germs. And it's also very gentle. And so I've used it a lot this week. And that's why it made me think product of the week. And there's also brand Clinisoothe. This is Clinisept, which is the professional range. You can get it through skincare professionals, but Clinisoothe you can buy online, and I do recommend it to everyone, and they will love it. Great for teenagers
I was
as
going to say,
well.
is that amazing for sort of the teenage hormonal breakouts?
Yeah, it's low maintenance as well because it's just a spray,
So
so it
you
doesn't
literally
feel
just mist it on your
too.
face. You don't have to put it on a cotton pad and then swipe.
No,
No,
just spritz.
I like
I mean,
that.
honestly, this is just I'm just always, especially on the tube when I come off the tube. Um,
Oh,
but
yeah.
yeah, it's a really handy product. It's not the Clinisoothe. It's not it's reasonably priced, and again, for those people that find they're not cleaning their brushes enough and they're
No.
finding they're getting spots or they're on their phone and they're spreading germs, this is a really very easy, practical solution, and it's incredibly gentle and it's got no harsh chemicals.
Perfect. I
So
mean, it's actually that sort of thing that you need kept in your handbag and in your bathroom. I discovered Skin and Me about 6 months ago, and it is a very clever brand because what it's actually done is allowed us as general public to actually have access to dermatologists and pharmacists without what is normally the hefty price tag of going to visit these people. And so whatever your skin concern may be, and that can be from anything from how your skin is aging, acne, dark spots, rosacea, menopausal skin flare-ups, all the things that can also just hit you all at once. You can go online to the Skin and Me website and you have to take some pictures of your face with no makeup, no filter in daylight. Actually allows the dermatologists
no
and
Paris filter.
no Paris filter on it. Definitely no
No Paris
Snapchat.
filter saving the day.
um, and what it does is that basically you obviously tell them what your skin concerns are, but it allows the doctors and the specialists to actually be able to look at your skin and go, actually, this is what I think you need. And they send you a little tube, and it comes like this, and it says Skin and Me, and mine actually has my name on it, which makes me very happy.
Oh, I love anything with my name on it.
Anything personalized makes me so
I'm an easy sell, honestly. Actually, I got given this with my initials on the other day, which I was almost more excited about that than an overnight stay at Coworth Park. So I'm with you on the name and the initials.
I immediately want it. It comes in this really handy little tube, so it doesn't take up a lot of space. And you take the lid off, and inside it's a big silver cylinder, and I don't know whether you can really see down there, but there's like little gradings, so it gives you from 0 to 28, so it's a month. And every time you twist this, the right amount of product
my
comes out
God.
the end, so you don't overdo it.
That's amazing.
And
so what product is that though? What is it? Your own special cream?
This is mine. Now,
oh my God, Emma, I'm really jealous.
It's amazing. When I started using it, I would say about 2 weeks in of using it every night after I'd cleansed, I then put this on, and then I mean, in the winter, I need another moisturizer on top. But I used to give this sort of like 10 minutes of letting it sink in. So, go and clean your teeth, do some somatic yoga poses, whatever it is that you do to get ready for bed.
I'd love to see you do some of those, Emma.
No, you won't. It is not graceful or elegant.
I've been wanting to do that. Anyway, onto that later.
And so you let it sink in, and then you can put a non-active ingredient moisturizer on top, just something really gentle, just to hydrate. But mine's a mixture of retinoic acid, niacinamide, and azelaic acid, because my main problem was sun damage. Now, growing up, spending a lot of time in the sunshine as a young person and a teenager, not really wearing sun cream, I had a lot of sun damage all down the sides of my cheeks. And actually, I haven't got any foundation on today, and you can't really see it anymore. There's a couple of big
That's incredible.
patches. It's crazy. I mean, and I have reactive skin, and I do have rosacea. And I try so many products. Sometimes my skin just goes and freaks out. But this has been so gentle but effective, to the point that even my husband has noticed, and he wants to use it.
Oh, not noticed and said, "Oh, you look beautiful." Noticed and can I have some?
Yeah, can I have it? I mean, it's like, him using, I once caught him putting what was a £300 face cream on his knees.
Knees are important. You need to look after your knees as you get older, especially if you're doing some of those somatic poses. Is that how you say it?
Yoga.
Somatic?
Yeah, somatic yoga. It basically helps like release everything in your hips. I mean, it just gives me something to do while I'm waiting for face cream to sink in, really. It's probably one of the best buys. This is probably one of the best buys I think I've ever had. I think it's...
And what's the price point?
The price point is, I think it's about 20. I actually need to look that up properly, but I think it's under 30 quid a month.
And really good for people who don't want to, some people really want to have time using their different products and like the whole experience of using skincare. And some people just want to have what works, fuss-free. I mean, most people probably do want that. And also it's so confusing that if you've got kind of everything in one little tube.
Yeah. I mean,
it's manageable for...
Well, this is 3 different things in one tube. And it does moisturize. Your skin does feel hydrated using it. I just, my skin just gets a bit old and crabby and just needs a little bit extra every now and again. But I think it's a very, very clever brand. For me, that is now my product of the week.
Product of the month.
I actually have a discount code that I will upload onto the bottom of this, and then you can I think you try your first month for £5.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Like Gusto.
Like Gusto.
So it sounds a lot easier to use.
It is. You can't really screw it up. Second part of our podcast is our fashion or fiction. And this week, I thought we would talk about, mainly because I ate a donut earlier, is a glazed donut lips. It was a micro trend to start off with, and now it's like a big trend. And I
need to put some gloss on.
Put some gloss on. Which gloss is that? That looks like a lip oil.
Oh, yeah, it's kind of like it is actually. Look how, that is a trained eye there. It's the Comfort Strawberry Lip Comfort Oil. And it's like a balm oil, so it's not really sticky, but I just felt like when you said glazed donut, I just had to put that on. I do love a glossy lip.
I love a glossy lip, and I think actually the fact that we're heading sort of slowly creeping towards springtime and summer, it actually works really well. I mean, I feel that we probably have to give Hailey Bieber the credit for creating this trend. And I am totally into it. It very much takes me back to sort of like my 90s student days where I would use MAC's Spiced Lip Liner
Oh
and
yeah, the
Lancome
best.
Juicy Tube, both of which are still available, by the way. Over the
That
top.
this feels very like Juicy Tube actually.
There's still, I
Takes me
got so
back the
overly
scent.
excited. Lancome for BAFTA sent me some Juicy Tubes, and they are now in my own personal wash bag, not my kit. They're amazing.
Oh, I mean the Juicy, there was nothing like going to Boots and choosing a new Juicy Tube. I can still actually see in my mind the colour. I have to
Yes,
look and see what colour. I think it was watermelon. Was it
that's what.
watermelon?
Sort of slightly pinky, but with a little bit of sort of more of an apricot tone in there.
Mm.
So it wasn't too bright pink. It was like your lips, but better. But talking of watermelon, and Hailey Bieber, because obviously she created Rhode, which is sort of
Mm.
the glazed skincare effect, which is very good.
Mm.
She has done the peptide lip treatment, and the watermelon in that, I love. When you put it on, you do have that sort of like, you want to sort of walk around with sort of slight duck face. And you don't feel like you can probably, like, you don't want to kiss anyone, but
Or
your lip,
talk.
yeah, but your
Just
lips do
look
look
beautiful
amazing. You
and
look
glazed.
amazing. Yeah, I mean, they look amazing. I am very much into this trend. I
Mm.
don't want it to end. I really enjoy it. I feel like we do need to keep this in our fashion section. What other lip, or do you like a lip oil or a lip gloss? Because some people have it's a sticky thing
I
that people don't like.
I'm a bit, yeah, I don't mind the sticky thing, but I'm a bit funny with if something's, I know lots of things are perfume, but there's some lip balms, even, I don't know, I'm really funny with lipsticks and things, even though it's my favorite product ever, and I probably buy 2 a week still, and have done since I was about 12. I'm just really funny with certain ones. If I find one that I really like,
Mm.
I do tend to use it. Now you're going to say which one do you really like, and now I'm trying to remember. Do you know actually who do great? A great one, and I think it's called Honey. Is Max Factor. I love that gloss.
Really?
I'm sure it's called Honey. Yeah, it's really. I'm sure it's called Honey. Yeah, and actually these ones are really lovely. The Clinique.
Vinique,
Um,
good. And everyone kept talking to me about the Clarins lip oil because apparently that is
Actually, do you know what? I'm being so stupid. This is the Clarins. Sorry. Oh, I don't know why I said Clinique. I was getting carried away. No, it is Clarins.
Clarins lip
So
oil is
yeah.
that's the one that people are hoarding, isn't it?
So this is strawberry. So they actually very kindly sent me as a press gift 3, but I'm always drawn to kind of like a strawberry tone. So I really, really love
You
this.
like the more red ones. I always go for a pink or weirdly a peach.
And I mean, this one is like,
What's that one?
this is Chanel. And I mean, it's literally the most, oh, I've also got this in a nudie color. And in fact, the nudie color,
Is
so
that
this
the one
shade
called
is,
the nudie coloured one is called Rosewood, I think, from Chanel, which you can also use it on the cheek.
yes, it's just one of those really handy things to pop in your bag, in my bag, when you go out, my tote. I've never really been able to do the tiny evening bag. Well, not as I've sort of not beyond the age of 30. But yeah, I really I love these ones. Anything, yeah, anything that's too, I don't mind the stickiness. I quite like it because I kind of makes you feel, but then you do
I
kind of worry if your hair gets caught in it, are you smudging it up your face or is it on your teeth?
That's
So
my general problem because I usually forget if I've put lipstick on or if I do an eyeliner and I touch my face.
mm,
And I've got long hair that does tend to get, if I go outside, and I mean, it's windy today. I mean, I got caught in the rain. And if I'd been wearing lip gloss, it would not have been a very pretty sight to turn up to my meeting. Um,
oh yeah, I can just
but
imagine that.
I like a balmy texture, and U Beauty
Yes.
make a really nice.
Oh my God, there, I love that. That
There's a
is
really
it the lip plasma?
yeah,
That is one of, in fact, that is literally probably the best lip treatment you can get.
it's
And you've just
remarkable.
reminded me.
Yeah,
It is
it's really
amazing.
nice. actually, if I've got to do a Zoom or I've got a meeting at the end of a long day, and you know, when you just need a little something, something needs to happen in this area to sort of feel slightly more presentable. I like the U Beauty ones, and the Cassis one is really nice. Although it looks like a deep purple, it actually sort of looks like a little sort of bitten lip sort of tint.
Love that. See, I've actually only tried the actual treatment, so I haven't tried any of the coloured ones. To be looking at those later.
They're really, really good, and I have hoarded all of them.
Okay. So lip gloss parties at Emma's.
Yeah, glazed donut lips we are keeping in. Now, the final part of our podcast is always our call-in question of the week, and I think this was actually posed to you, Natalie, which is, what is better, a cream or a powder bronzer? What do you personally love?
Because I'm so pale for myself, I actually love a cream bronzer because I feel that I can kind of blend it more than a powder. However, in saying that, I did get sent the new YSL bronzer, which I'm kind of just looking for now. I'm not sure if it's here, but it's I've got this is their powder, but they've also got a new bronzer, and it's in a really, really, really light. They've got a shade range of bronzers, which I think is brilliant. Because before it was the one bronzer for, I mean, how can one bronzer suit all, you know, and it didn't basically with me. So it could go a bit kind of like bricky on your skin when you have a powder. So apart from this one, which I find so light and gorgeous, but I love a cream. I love a cream that's also got a highlighter in it, so more illuminating, because I don't really contour my face. No. Even working with clients, I still like a cream for contouring, always. And then I sometimes will buff a little bit of powder to warm up the skin, depending on their skin type. Or you can layer if you've got very oily skin.
I think that's the key with which is better, is what actually is your skin like for the general day-to-day. Because I think if you've got dry skin, you probably want to use a cream bronzer. And if you've got very oily skin, a powder is something that you'd probably more gravitate towards. I think my favorite cream bronzer at the moment is probably the Merit cream bronzers. They're in this genius, they're oval. They're like a stick, but it's oval. Like
yes, I've got one actually. I need to dig it out.
Again, really good colours for all skin tones. And they're really moisturizing, and they blend beautifully. I really enjoy that from my own personal self. And then when I'm working, I do also have a deep love of the Hourglass ambient lighting bronzers, which is a very finely milled powder, but it's got a little bit of a glow to it.
I love those. I use those all the time.
They're really amazing. And I think
even just as a light finish, as a little touch up, if you put the blush on, I always feel like makeup's better when you let it settle, and then you can just top up. And I find that is just so flattering and gorgeous. I love those.
They're really flattering shades. And I think to sort of like add warmth to your skin, actually using a cream bronzer first is the best option, because that way you can do before your foundation or after, you know, or with no foundation.
Underpainting.
Underpainting, as we've discussed before. And I think the Merit cream bronzers are really easy to use for that. And then if you feel that you need a little bit more warmth later on, that Hourglass ambient lighting bronzer, which just has just enough glow in it so that it's not highlight, but it doesn't look flat on the skin at all. I think they are probably one of the best ones out there for me personally. It's easy to use with sort of just a small, I don't use a big brush, because I actually did watch someone on the tube the other day who had an enormous brush, massive sort of face size brush, that she was swirling into a bronzer and then literally rubbing all over.
Did you want to go and arrest her?
I did kind of want to go, please can I explain how this works? Please just let me explain how it works. I didn't, she did look gorgeous and she was happy, so I let her, you know, I'm not going to start accosting people on the tube. But using a smaller fluffy brush allows you to just put the bronzer where you would naturally get a little hint of colour, which actually sort of, for me, is across the tops of your cheeks and across the tops around your forehead and across the tops of your nose, and it just adds that natural warmth into the skin.
I'm someone that does my makeup on the tube. And actually, I've had these two ladies come back to me and said, "Oh, we've really enjoyed watching you do your makeup. Are you a makeup artist?" And I felt like it's sort of like she turned it into a bit of a tutorial. But the lighting is so horrendous that I'm not surprised that that girl was like going for it with her bronzer brush
No,
because
that's very true.
brush rather.
Tube
It
lighting
is
is not the
the
play.
worst. No, I mean, if it kind of looks goodish or okay on the tube, it probably looks really good because it is so unflattering.
It's so unflattering, but she just colored her whole face in with bronzers. Like she wanted a tan, but
And she wanted it now.
yeah, she wanted it.
She wanted it on the Northern Line between Morden and Stockwell.
Yeah, I mean, God love her, but I was like, well, if she's happy, that is all makeup is.
Yeah.
It washes off at the end of the day. As long as she's happy, that is fine. But from a professional's point of view, I would suggest using a smaller, fluffy blusher brush. That's what I like for my bronzers because you are able to put it where you need it, so your face gets more shape and more definition and still warms up without face planting and looking like an Oompa Loompa.
Well, actually one other brand that I love their bronzers and I always have, and I think that it's probably one of their hero products is Guerlain.
Theirs are very beautiful.
Yeah.
They are. And I think they're probably one of the more original bronzing powders out there. Because do you remember that they still do them, I think, the
They
meteorite?
still do them and they smell incredible. I still
It
use them
reminds
all
me
the
of
time.
watching my mum getting ready when I was really
Is
little.
it meteorites?
Yes.
Meteorites?
They
Yes.
were called meteorites, and they do it as a highlighter, and then they started doing more goldy bronze ones, and it just look like little balls of jewels in a powder form. Oh, those are so beautiful. Oh my God, I want some.
And color correction, they have color correct. Yeah, they again the experience. The tin is beautiful. They seem to last for ages.
But they did, I think might have been last summer, they did a sort of a solid compact bronzer, which also had it had a little bee on it. And it had a little bit of pink and a little bit of gold in it. So actually it could work as just
What did you want?
I know
Yeah.
I didn't want to use it
A little
because
bit of everything.
pretty. I didn't want to eradicate the bee, but it gave such a nice warmth and glow to the skin. Really, they are actually. Guerlain is probably a really beautiful place to go and find your perfect bronzer. Well, I think that is it for episode 3. Thank you very much for listening to us. My name is Emma White-Turle, and
I am Nathalie Eleni. In fact, we forgot to say that at the beginning because
I
was probably distracted.
That's why we did it at the end, as long as it's in there.
Yes. But before we go, Emma, can you just give us a somatic yoga pose that we can take away with us?
I think it's I basically sit, I kneel on the ground, and you have to pull your knees apart and then you slide your body down in between your legs. I think it's what's it called, child's pose in some form.
Oh.
And it's supposed to sort of relax all your lower back and your hips. Now,
But
depending
you have to like make a noise at the same time. Is that the?
I mean, oh no, me kneeling on the ground, I do make a noise trying to get down there, and then trying to get back up again is even more entertaining. But it does work. It's relaxing. It feels, you kind of go, yeah, no, I'm sure my hips are getting better.
I've just started hot yoga again and I'm obsessed. So
I'm too hot. I can't do it. I'm too hot. I run at a very high temperature.
Well, I do too. I'm surprised I like it, but I don't know. There's something about it. It's amazing. But yeah, I do keep seeing about the somatic yoga. So I might.
There's definitely a trend. And obviously, as our phones are listening to us, it's going to talk to us again about somatic yoga.